Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Venus and today I'm going over the books that I either borrowed from the library or purchased in the month of February. And a lot of these were inspired by Jack Edwards' recent YouTube video about him basically going through 101 booktubers' favorite books of 2021. And I was inspired to take a look at his list that he accumulated and see if I've read any of those books, and if I haven't, then I want to kind of branch out, even if they're books that may not be something that I would normally read, branch out and give them a try. So a lot of these books were inspired by that video. So let's go. I'm going to go over the library books that I got, and the first one I've talked about a couple times. So it is A History of Wild Places by Shea Ernshaw. I did read this last month and I gave it 3 stars. I won't go into it because I've talked about it, like I said, a couple times, but I will link the videos where I discuss this book up above. The next books are part of the list that Jack Edwards created. I'm going to go through the ones that I have read already, and then we'll talk about the ones that I either purchased or borrowed from the library. On this list, the books that I've read already are Taylor Jenkins Reid, Malibu Rising. I gave that book 2 stars. Emily Henry, People We Meet on Vacation. I gave that book 5 stars. Taylor Jenkins Reid, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I gave that book 4 stars. Andy Weir, Project Hail Mary, 5 stars. Ali Hazelwood, The Love Hypothesis, 4 stars. TJ Klune, House in the Cerulean Sea, 3 stars. Colleen Hoover, It Ends With Us, 5 stars. Taylor Jenkins Reid, Daisy Jones and the Six, 4 stars. Matt Haig, The Midnight Library, 4 stars. Emily Henry, Beach Read, 5 stars. V.E. Schwab, The Incredible Life of Addie LaRue, 3 stars. So the rest of these are the rest of the books on his list that I have not read. And the first one is Sally Rooney's Normal People. I don't know too much about a lot of these books, so I'm not even going to try to give any type of synopsis other than what's on the inside. I do know this, I think this is about a first love. Yeah, at school, Connell and Marianne pretend not to know each other. He's popular and well-adjusted, a star of the school football team, while she is lonely, proud, and intensely private. But when Connell comes to pick his mother up from her job at Marianne's house, a strange and indelible connection grows between the 2 teenagers, one they are determined to conceal. And I think this kind of follows their relationship over years, from what I understand. But just like Jack Edwards researched, I have seen this book all over the place. So I'm interested to read it. I think it's a romance book, so it is a genre that I read. I don't know why I put off reading this for so long, but we'll see. It looks like it's a quick read too. It's not even 300 pages. So this next book, I don't have a clue what it's about, and I've read the inside cover multiple times. But it is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I don't know. Piranesi lives in this house. It's not an ordinary house. There's labyrinths in it. And then he realizes he's not the only person that lives in the house. There's another man called the Other. I have no idea. We're going to give it a try. This one is definitely going to be outside of my comfort zone because even inside of it, just the structure of the writing is different. So this is going to be interesting. This is definitely going to be an interesting read. So the next book is a nonfiction book by John Green, and it's called I don't even know how to say the word. The Anthropocene Reviewed. Let's see how Google tells me to pronounce this word.
Anthropocene.
Anthropocene. Let's hear that again.
Anthropocene.
Anthropocene. That's a new word I learned today. So this is John Green, The Anthropocene Reviewed. This is nonfiction. It has a bunch of essays in here, and it looks really cool. Like, they're just about different topics. The internet, Staphylococcus aureus. I'm a nurse, so I know exactly what that is. The Hall of Presidents, teddy bears. I don't know. This sounds kind of cool. Velociraptors. Okay, so I'm really excited to read this. I don't get to read too many nonfiction books, and one of my goals for the year 2022 is to at least read one nonfiction book a month. So this one, I don't know when I'm going to read it yet, but I'm looking forward to reading this one. So those are all the library books that I borrowed. The next ones are going to be ones that I've bought because I have a really strong feeling that I'm going to love these books just based on some of the booktubers that I know that have talked about them and the synopsis of these. So the first one is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And this book is about a traveling circus. There's some romance, there is some dueling in it by some magicians, and it sounds fun. And all I've heard about is how Erin Morgenstern's writing is so beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to finally reading this book. So the next book is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I don't know too much about this book. Obviously it is about Achilles. I think it is kind of a retelling of the Iliad, and it's a love story. And that's all I know. And I've seen so many people read this book. Lots of tears, which, you know, I'm up for a good cry every now and then. And I am actually really excited to read this. I do love Greek mythology. Can't have a name like Venus. You know, so I can't wait to read this. I'm definitely going to kind of time this to when I want to get emotional. So yep, so that is another book from that list. And then there are two more. So, oh gosh, this one is another. So this book is another one that I understand. I mean, look at the cover. Like, I want to cry just looking at this cover. But it is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But I think every video that I've watched someone read this book is bawling their eyes out. So definitely not going to read this and Song of Achilles back to back because I might, you know, need some therapy if that's the case. But I don't know a lot about this, just like with the other ones. I think this is about a group of friends and it's throughout their life, and one of them has a really hard life, and I've heard it described as misery porn. Is that a thing? Apparently it is. So I'm looking forward to reading this. This is a chunker. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's almost 800 pages. Okay, this is going to be an investment. This one's going to be an investment. The last book. So the last book from the Jack Edwards list, and I will link his video below. I recently discovered him. I love his videos. They're so good. So if you've never watched any of his videos, you probably have, and I'm probably just late, but definitely check it out. Or check him out. Check his channel out. But the last book on the list that he accumulated was, well, the last book that I haven't read from the list that he accumulated is In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. This is actually on my February TBR, so I will be reading that this month. And this is a psychological thriller, I think. And all I said before, because I like going to my thrillers really blind, is a little piece of the blurb. It says 6 friends, one college reunion, and 1 unsolved murder. So I love my thrillers. Can't wait to read this one. And then I have 2 more books. Excuse me. I have 2 more books that I purchased in the month of February, and that is Finlay, Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead by Elle Cosimano. This is the second book in the Finlay Donovan series. It's a fun, lighthearted mystery, over the top. Finlay Donovan gets herself into all kinds of crazy shenanigans with her nanny Vero, and it's a fun time. I do recommend it. The first one was great. It was fun. And I think I gave it like 4 stars. So I actually did read this already. It's not as good as the first book, but it is good. I did enjoy it. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I don't remember. I'll talk about it next month. Yep, so that's the book that I purchased in February. And the last book is Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins. This is a romance book, and I think this is also my February TBR, so I'm going to be reading this soon. And just from the blurb, I'll read it again. It is about hopeless romantic and lifestyle reporter Laura's business trip to the Chanel Islands isn't off to a great start. After an embarrassing encounter with the most attractive man she's ever seen in real life, she arrives at her hotel and realizes she's grabbed the wrong suitcase from the airport. Her only consolation is its irresistible contents, each of which intrigues her more and more. The owner of this suitcase is clearly Laura's dream man. Now all she has to do is find him. So looking forward to that as well. So that's all the books that I purchased or borrowed from the library in the month of February. I think it was a good haul. I am looking forward to doing some book shopping vlogs. There is an independent bookstore near me that has given me permission to film because I am anxious and don't like walking around with a camera without asking for permission to film. So I did already get pre-approval. So I'm actually really excited about taking a trip to the independent bookstore near me and bringing you guys along with me. But yeah, that's all I have for February. Thank you as always for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And have you read any of these books? Some of these are supposedly the best books or most read books, highest rated books, according to Jack Edwards and all of his research. Thank you, Jack Edwards, from the year of 2021. Let me know if you've read any of them. Do you plan on reading any of them? And if you have, how did you rate them? That's all I have. So I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day and see you later.